welcome to ERi-TV. Dear viewers, this is English news broadcast for this hour. I'm your reporter Barsa Batakhla, and following are the major headlines for today. The two-day dialogue organized by the Ministry of Justice concludes. International Workers' Day celebrations in Southern region. Burkina Faso suspends more foreign media over killings coverage. And 4 officers killed and 4 hospitalized in shooting in Charlotte, North Carolina. On your domestic reports, the two-day dialogue that took place at the Asmara Hotel Palace, organized by the Ministry of Justice under the theme Values and Justice, aimed at integrating Eritrean values with the legal framework, has concluded. The focus of the dialogue was to discuss on domestic, regional and global experiences and to provide careful consideration for the seamless integration of these values into the country's legal framework. This is part of the Ministry of Justice legal reforms for sustainable development. At the forum, extensive discussions were conducted on the processes to reform and improve Eritrea's legal system in terms of sustainable development, national values that could support the improvement of the country's legal system, and characteristics identified during the armed struggle for independence. Discussions also covered African values and future prospects, Eritrean values in terms of African values and justice, as well as reflecting national values into the Eritrean legal framework for sustainable development. The participants adopted various recommendations, including the timely implementation of the integration of national values into the legal framework, reinforced human and resources development, adaptation of international law to the objective situation and values of the country, and ensuring that the legal framework takes into account the national interest. The dialogue on the integration of national values into the legal framework, the first of its kind, was attended by experts and invited guests from Senegal, Kenya, Ethiopia, Somalia, Nicaragua, Italy, and France. The Southern region marked International Workers' Day on May 1 with early celebrations in Mandefera City on April 29 under the theme Professional Competence Development Stimulant. Mr. Takhasta Mehretab, the head of the Confederation Branch Office, outlined the history of Eritrean workers' struggles for their rights and their role in the armed struggle for independence, safeguarding the national sovereignty, and in the implementation of national development programs. He highlighted the importance of May 1 as a day for workers to renew their commitment to national development. Mr. Takhasta announced ongoing efforts to boost worker skills through vocational training and called for increased stakeholder participation and the implementation of programs. Mr. Haile Gebremikael, regional head of the Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare, advocated for enhanced worker productivity. Messages of solidarity were also shared by heads of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students and the National Union of Eritrean Women. On your last local news, the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers branch in the Southern Red Sea region provided theoretical and practical training on computer technology to 40 workers, including 24 females. At the concluding event of the training on 26 April, Mr. Hussein Khalid, head of the office branch, indicating that the objective of the training was to upgrade the capacity of the workers with a view to enable them competent at workplace, commended the contribution of the Ministry of Education for providing the training. In the same vein, general knowledge competition in connection with the International Workers' Day was conducted between workers of 10 institutions in the port city of Asab. Mr. Ali Noor, chairman of the Assembly of the Southern Red Sea region, commended the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers for the initiative it took and called on workers to take advantage of the opportunity being provided and develop their capacity. In other news, training on documents and archives management was provided to 63 members of the Eritrean Naval Force. The training program was organized in cooperation with the Eritrean Naval Force and Research and Documentation Center of the PFDJ. Dear viewers, we'll be back with your international reports and more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. Burkina Faso has suspended several international news organizations, some of them for an indefinite period. This is according to a statement from communication regulator, the CSC, on Sunday, April 28. Among those named in the weekend order are French newspaper Le Monde, British publication The Guardian, German broadcaster Deutsche Welle, and French broadcaster TV5 Monde. They were suspended for reporting on Human Rights Watch report that accused the army of attacks on civilians in the battle against jihadists. The military rulers of Burkina Faso have dismissed as baseless the claims of Human Rights Watch that its soldiers had killed at least 223 villagers in 2 attacks on February 25. Other news media named in the latest statement dated Saturday were French regional newspaper West France, APA News, and Agence Ecofa. On today's final report, 4 officers were killed in a shooting while attempting to serve a warrant at a home in Charlotte, North Carolina, including 1 deputy U.S. Marshal and 2 local task force officers. This is according to the authorities. 4 other law enforcement officers were also shot during the incident. The shooting in Charlotte happened as members of the U.S. Marshal Fugitive Task Force were serving a warrant for possession of firearm by convicted felon in the Shannon Park neighborhood. In related news, 2 law enforcement officers and a suspect were also killed after exchanging gunfire at a home near Syracuse, New York. The compound tragedy adds to a growing list of officers shot and killed in the line of duty this year. At least 98 officers were shot in the line of duty from January through March, according to the Fraternal Order of Police, an organization representing U.S. law enforcement officers. According to reports, so far 10 of those officers have died. Dear viewers, you're still watching us on ERi-TV, and now a very quick recap of the major headlines. The 2-day dialogue organized by the Ministry of Justice concludes. International Workers' Day celebrations in Southern region. Burkina Faso suspends more foreign media over killings coverage. And 4 officers killed and 4 hospitalized in shooting in Charlotte, North Carolina. Dear viewers, that was it for today. Thanks for watching and have a good one.